In a stunning revelation, R. Kelly has unveiled a compelling reason why Jay-Z should be trembling in the wake of his upcoming release. Recent developments surrounding R. Kelly's legal battle have shed light on alleged juror misconduct, with claims that jurors watched the explosive documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, funded by none other than Jay-Z. As tensions between the two musicians escalate, the implications of this revelation loom large. Join us as we explore the potential consequences and the high-stakes clash between these musical giants. So, let's get into it. So the news is buzzing that R. Kelly is preparing to launch a new appeal after hiring none other than Bill Cosby's attorney. Can you believe it? It's a strategic move aimed at overturning his conviction. But here's where it gets interesting. R. Kelly's legal team alleges that 2 jurors on his case watched the explosive documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, funded by Jay-Z. They argue that these jurors should never have been selected. And you know why? Well, it turns out R. Kelly won a massive $70 million lawsuit against Jay-Z. Disgraced rapper R. Kelly has filed an appeal in his case in New York after he was sentenced to 30 years in prison for sex trafficking and racketeering. In documents obtained by TMZ, Kelly put forth multiple arguments for why he believes the conviction should be overturned, ranging from a potentially biased jury to claims he was misled about the age of the minors he had relationships with. Kelly is seeking to have the appeals court reverse his convictions to order a new trial. The appeal was filed by his attorney, Jennifer Bongine. Rumors have it that R. Kelly planned to snitch on several celebrities he knows are keeping their own dark secrets from the public. Kelly, who is notoriously known for his former alleged relationships with a number of underage victims, has reportedly seen the R&B singer want to take vengeance against people in the industry who didn't appear to have his back after his incarceration. Now, in a desperate attempt to reduce sentence, the Step in the Name of Love chart topper wants out some of the biggest traffickers in Hollywood, which supposedly includes a rapper and a big singer. R. Kelly and his team are working with the feds to reduce his prison time. He'll provide evidence against other celebrities who are pedophiles, and they'll reduce his sentence. His lawyers also claimed at least 4 of the jurors revealed they prejudged his guilt before officially submitting their verdict. The story attracted so much attention on Twitter that R. Kelly's name began trending, with fans questioning who could potentially be outed by the disgraced Grammy winner. Despite his guilty verdict, Kelly's team issued a statement to his Facebook page. "To all my fans and supporters, I love you all, and thank you for all the support." Now, we all know that the music industry has a dark underbelly, right? But did you ever hear R. Kelly talking about it? A close associate reveals some jaw-dropping insights. According to him, R. Kelly has always been vocal about the hidden side of the music industry, the parties, the strange rituals, and the disturbing activities that happen behind closed doors. He argues that R. Kelly, often painted as a controversial figure, actually stood against the same dark forces that Jay-Z was associated with. The shocking accusations against R. Kelly regarding a 17-year-old male? Well, in that case, too, R. Kelly is innocent and calls out the media's manipulation. The allegations were part of a larger scheme to control artists. Not only that, you might already know how artists are lured into strange parties, unknowingly drugged, and then exploited. It's a sinister world. Stood up against it. But guess what? Jay-Z was one of those who were in that scene too. Apparently, R. Kelly sued Jay-Z for a whopping $70 million after their collaboration on The Best of Both Worlds album turned sour. R. Kelly won the lawsuit, and let's just say it hit Jay-Z where it hurts, the pockets. So you can only imagine the rage that ignited in Jay-Z's heart. This alleged revenge, funding the documentary, ultimately led to R. Kelly's imprisonment.
So you feel like he basically funded that because of the beef they had with the Best of Both Worlds situation?
Yeah.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Is Jay-Z really a rat? Well, that's what R. Kelly seems to believe. Not just that, the insider claims that the biggest mobs in the world, known as the Illuminati, have a significant role in controlling the music industry. But here's the twist. They don't directly control the artists. Instead, they manipulate the people who control the artists. Jay-Z, a prominent figure in the industry, might be feeling the pressure from this powerful group. In fact, sources reveal some intriguing connections and allegations involving Jay-Z and other Hollywood elites. It's mind-blowing stuff. As you guys know, how R. Kelly was accused of sex trafficking and having inappropriate relations with underage girls. He is serving 20 years of jail time for sexual offenses. An even juicier detail is that R. Kelly has accused Jay-Z of pedophilic behavior as well. Kelly's friend, Ronnie Bowe, mentions why he took R. Kelly's side. He voices his concerns about only R. Kelly getting the brunt of his actions and not Jay-Z.
It's the most dangerous weapon that the United States have. And he said it's because they can make the innocent look guilty and they can make the guilty look innocent.
Ronnie hints at the possible revenge setup that Jay-Z might have plotted against R. Kelly. He says that Jay-Z had enough power to do so, and especially if you have a whole media outlet in your name, it is fairly easy to make the people believe what you want by twisting the reality.
You could get so upset that you could fuck up my whole reputation, my image. You could make me look like the worst person on the planet because you control the fucking media.
He further adds that accusing Kelly of being a pedophile was a child's play for Jay-Z, and marketing that was even easier for the media because R. Kelly clearly had no such benefit in his case, which led him to being convicted far too soon in this case, even if rightly so.
Everybody believe this shit that they see in the media. So if the media starts saying R. Kelly a pedophile, you know what I'm saying?
On the contrary, Jay-Z, having been accused of a similar degree of crime, is roaming free of charges. That is the difference having the right connections can make. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Was Surviving R. Kelly a documentary with concrete evidence against him? Well, it looks like it was all smoke and mirrors. Besides, Kelly further claims that the documentary relied on scripted narratives and paid individuals to play a certain role. So in reality, there was no real evidence against R.
And understand this, indigenous black woman. When you out in these streets, you have to be very vigilant. Be very mindful of your surroundings. Don't put yourself in situations you can't get out of. Don't be trusting these people and understanding when you're outside your circle of people that you trust. Understanding that trust is not given. Trust is earned. Keep them principles and apply them. A stranger have to earn trust. He don't give a stranger your trust. Okay? It may leave you open to be victimized. So be very cognizant of your surroundings and who you spending time with or who you invite in your circles. When you out shopping in the different areas, you need to be very vigilant, looking for things. I'll give you a few examples. Like when these groups are targeting women, but I'm going to speak about the indigenous black woman first. When they're targeting our indigenous black women, they may put ties on your door handles. If you see a twisty tie on your doorknob or a bottle wedged in your wheel well of your tire, tissue jammed in your door handle, you don't touch these things. You alert somebody, authorities, police, someone to come investigate with you. Never touch these things because they be lacing these things with fentanyl or some type of substance to make you pass out, and then the person that's stalking you is near. Understand this. They have a story of a young black woman that was out in a nice restaurant, actually is with her husband, and someone was following her because I believe they may have went in separate vehicles, but they tagged her vehicle with some drug substance on a tissue and wedged it inside her door handle. And the lady just, go to grab that tissue. And when she touch it, she blacks out momentarily. But someone was there to catch her. And then rushed her to the hospital, right? And come to find out, if no one was there, she'd probably been easily abducted. You see, this is what they do. when you out and about. You gotta be very vigilant of what you're doing in the streets, especially when you shopping with your kids and you just going about your daily errands or whatever you're doing. Understanding that someone is probably watching you, so just keep mindful that someone potentially could be watching you or following you. So you don't want to be predictable or in a routine. You want to switch it up. Keep that in mind. Work in pairs. Do your things during the daylight hours if you can, possibly can. Have a means of defense. And understanding that the people that's preying upon our indigenous black women, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I want you to watch this movie called Antebellum. In this movie, Antebellum, to depict that some of the things that these groups be doing to our people. Watch that movie, Antebellum. Okay?
This man, 61-year-old James Brink, is in police custody this morning, accused of abducting a teenager. He was captured in Kentucky after his alleged 16-year-old victim made a hand gesture popularized on TikTok that alerts people of domestic abuse. A quick-thinking motorist recognized the signal and took action.
What the TikTok hand gesture is you tuck your thumb in and you wrap your forefingers around it and you release. Tuck your thumb in, wrap your fingers around it, and release. Back and forth.
Deputy Sheriff Gilbert Achardo explained the hand signal used by the distressed teenager who was sitting beside her abductor in his vehicle.
We think that the suspect just thought that she was waving at individuals as she was in the front seat where he was.
An alert motorist saw the signal and called police, giving the dispatcher mile marker updates that allowed police to set up a roadblock and make the arrest. The signal was created by the Canadian Women's Foundation in response to a surge in domestic violence. The signal becoming increasingly popular on TikTok, but not widely known.
The use of the TikTok hand signal signifying I'm in trouble, I need help, was a groundbreaking event for us and maybe nationwide, because had she not given that signal to a motorist and had a motorist not recognize that signal, who knows where that 61-year-old man would have wound up with this 16-year-old girl.
And that teenager is now being reunited with her family in North Carolina. A good ending to a story that could have turned out so differently. Hoda?
Wow. All right, Aaron, thank you so much.
Now let's discuss the things we can do to prevent or stop these type of nefarious things that happen to our indigenous black women and children. For one is being aware. Get in the habit of being aware of your surroundings, okay, and your comings and goings. Understanding that there potentially could be someone monitoring your whereabouts, your comings and goings, your routine. That's why I stress, do not have a routine. Change it up, okay? Be unpredictable. Understand this. Other things, as far as when you out shopping, okay? Be very vigilant in your shopping. And you can easily identify someone that may be potentially following you. For an example, you in a department store, you looking at articles of clothing. And then you see someone else that's doing the same, but they're not looking at the clothing. They're staring at you. Now, I know some women may say, okay, you know, because you're beautiful and everything, you just may be admiring, okay? One thing is to acknowledge a person, you know, as far as what beauty or being attractive. But if that person is eyeballing you and staring, and you keep running to that person in different parts of the store or in another store entirely, that person is following you. Okay? Understand this. And understanding that you don't give a stranger trust. Never do that. Okay? If you feel unsafe, then you call someone and have someone accompany you, you know, in these different stores. Okay? Now, I have a video that I want you to pay attention to. Okay? This video is involved a potential robbery of a young black business owner but due to the fact that she had a means of defense and she repelled this potentially bad situation. Okay.
Alexander is in the beauty industry and runs a successful wig company. She says that she believes somebody may have had a hit on her.
This wasn't a robbery. I think it was a hit on me. I'm not even gonna lie.
Alexander are part of a nationwide trend, women getting their licenses to carry, like Mahogany Gillum in Oakland, California, who fired shots in the air after an intruder got into her house and took her car keys.
I'm petrified. I'm still not knowing. I didn't know that they had retrieved my keys from inside on top of my entry table.
This man was shot and killed by another woman who police say tried to force his way into her apartment with her 11-month-old inside. A survey by a public health researcher from Harvard University found that 21% of people who purchased a gun between January 2019 and April 2021 were black. 48% of them were women.
It's not knowing how to shoot, it's knowing when to shoot.
Major Mike Williams is a veteran and a certified gun instructor in Georgia. He says that prior to 2021, black women made up about 15% of his students. Now they make up 60%, many of them single women.
People have realized, especially in the African American community, that you are your own first responder. That if something happens in their home or neighborhood, that police, because of their diminished capacity and lower numbers of police officers, are less likely to respond to them in case of an emergency.
Conclusion, indigenous black women, be very cognizant of your surroundings. Be very mindful of your comings and goings. Don't be very predictable in your routines. Change it up. Okay? Have someone accompany you with your comings and goings and when you're shopping up with your children. Okay? If you feel something wrong, then call someone to accompany you. All right? Practice self-preservation when you're out in the streets as well. Have some form of protection. Okay? Take heed to this information. All right? So I'm going to leave you in the manner in which I came with a universal prayer. In the name of the universal creator of heaven and earth and everything in between, please bless my listeners, their families, their friends, and your tribulations for when a day of reckoning takes place. For universal creator, you are all wise and all knowing, and unto you we most certainly shall return. But until then, we give you the praise and glory that's due to you from this life into the hereafter. In the name of the universal creator of heaven and earth and everything in between, in your holy name we pray that this shall be done. Also, family, get yourself a copy of the Black Universal Creators 100 Laws, Morals, and Precepts. The paperback's available on Amazon, ebooks on Kindle. And for my subscribers and my supporters, you can go to theblack.awaken.com and get your discount on ebooks. Again, like and share, reach one, teach one, peace, and take care.